This is possibly a shortish video or upload, not quite sure yet which. Struggling to express how I feel this morning about a British creator who has allowed a convicted sex offender onto his channel and potentially putting people at risk, in my opinion. When it comes to sex offenders, as many people know who've either experienced it or know someone who's gone through it, this is a horrific crime, and it's about control of the victim. And I won't go into the various ways they like to find their control and pleasure from that control. It's well documented. I'm going to put in a link about from a creator I really respect due to their experience, and feel that they've worked in my description if anyone is interested. But it makes me sick to my stomach because this British creator has been quietly pushing the boundaries, using sick references to so much, often sexual references to even people underage. Excuse me if I'm not quite fluent in what I'm saying, because I actually feel sick to my stomach. I'm no shrinking violet, shall we say. I'm not somebody that is unaware of the world, and I've experienced a lot, like many. But it is untenable that this person is allowed to continue. Many of us have said this and have been derided for it, accused of using that person's channel to create our own channels or to enlarge our own channels, and this is so not the case. This person is not a bumbling, well-meaning fool. I believe, and it's my opinion for which I am allowed, that this person knows exactly what they're doing, and as I said, is pushing the boundaries, and has now pushed them so far that the boundaries have disappeared into a very, very dark cloud into the ether. We cannot let this stand. There is somebody that has been introduced on their channel who is, as you will see from the link I've put in the description from Outback Outlaw, who is now out of prison and is free to roam, and has been encouraged to contact people who potentially may be vulnerable already due to their own hideous life experiences. Or they may not have been, but be unaware, thinking they can help this person, because they are so manipulative, these offenders. They just know how to push people, to work people, to mould people, or some people, not everyone obviously. And then people need to be warned, and they need to be vigilant. Women for centuries, thousands of years, have suffered abuse. Yes, I know men have too. I'm not saying that's not the case, but in this case we're talking about women. They have suffered such abuse and been assaulted just simply by walking around. It doesn't have to be in the dark. It can be in daylight. It can be in the most unexpected places or circumstances where you aren't, as a woman, aren't doing anything wrong. You're just living your life. And some man feels that they have the right to invade your space, to try to assault you, and find pleasure in the fact that you're scared. Often people don't react the way they think they're going to when they're assaulted. Everyone says, oh, go to defence classes. Well, yes, of course, that's helpful. But you know what? Your body doesn't always react in the way you think it's going to. Sometimes it freezes. It's almost like you leave your body and you're looking at yourself and you're saying, move, move, do this, do that. And often women don't report assaults because their first questions they're asked, and it's not me having a go at anyone, but it is a question that is asked, is, well, what were you doing? What were you wearing? Why were you there? Why were you walking home? Why were you this? Why were you that? Actually, you were just living your life. If you were walking home, you could have been walking home from work. Here in the UK, about 10 days ago, as many are aware, we've had a kidnapping and a hideous murder of an innocent young woman in her 30s, Sarah Everard, who was literally just walking home. She had her phone on her, and many of us women, we have what we call a buddy system, so we tell people when we're going, we text people all the time. But still, this poor lady died, and I'm not going to go into detail for her family's sake because it's still raw. And someone has been arrested and will go on trial here in the UK in October, and that's a matter of public record. And this person is an ex-policeman, or rather, they are now an ex-policeman. Obviously, they were a serving policeman at the time of the murder. I'm not going to mention his name. He's not worth mentioning at this point, and out of respect again, I'm not going to do that. One has to be careful within the law as well. But he has been arrested, and he will go to trial in October for this alleged crime against this poor lady. And here in the UK, we had a vigil for her here in London, or just within the boundaries of London, if you like, depending on how much you know London. London is a vast, vast place, which many people abroad are unaware. But there was a vigil. Things happened within that vigil that are being looked into, which can be researched on the web or Google or whatever. But the main fact is that we women should be allowed to walk free, walk home from work, be it in daylight. And anyone who is accused and is a convicted felon of sexual abuse, people need to be aware of these people once they are out. I'm sorry, but they do. And anyone who introduces somebody onto their channel who is a convicted felon of sexual abuse, with using the most hideous techniques, if you want to call it that, needs to be made aware of. It is untenable. They have not the experience or background training to deal with these people, and I do not believe they are aware how manipulative these people are to them themselves who are interviewing them. And that is where you need to learn knowledge on how to deal with this and how to talk to these people, because they are very clever. So as I say, I don't like to, make a big fuss on here about anything because I want it to be a safe haven. But in a way, this is a safe haven on this issue, because it makes me sick to my stomach. Actually, it was sick when I saw this happening last night, and it needs awareness. It needs women to be vigilant, to be aware. People are not bumbling fools. We do not know who we're dealing with behind the keyboard, and we need to be cautious. So stay safe. Much love to you all. Carrie Pink.